Before you book your first cruise, you need to hear this. Cruise lines are very good at showing you the ocean views, the buffets, the water slides, and the smiling people holding fruity drinks with umbrellas in them. But what they don't show you? The surprise charges, the crowded pool decks, the confusing drink packages, the cabin mistakes, and the one bill that quietly grows while you're busy saying, "It's vacation, why not?" Today, 10 things cruise lines don't tell first-time passengers until it's too late. And number 7 is the one that starts wars in the comments. Number 10, the advertised price is not the real price. That $399 cruise fare? Just the starting point. Taxes and port fees get added. Gratuities get added. Wi-Fi costs extra. Specialty dining costs extra. Alcohol costs extra. Shore excursions cost extra. Photos cost extra. And before you know it, that cheap cruise starts acting like it went to private school. Cruise lovers will say, "Nobody forces you to buy extras." True, but the cruise line gets you on board with a tempting base fare, then surrounds you with things designed to make you feel like your vacation is incomplete without upgrading. That's not an accident. That's the business model. Number 9, your cabin can make or break the trip. First-time cruisers focus on the cheapest room or the prettiest balcony photo, but cabin location changes everything. Book under the pool deck? You'll hear chairs scraping at 6 a.m. Book near the nightclub? Your cabin comes with free base. Too close to the elevators? People walking by all night. Too far forward or too high up on rough seas? You'll feel every single movement. The cruise line photos look peaceful online. The deck plan tells the real story. Always check what's above you, below you, and beside you. Because once you're on board with a full ship, you're stuck. Number 8, the drink package is not always a deal. Cruise lines make drink packages sound easy. Pay one price and relax. But here's the reality. On many cruises, every adult in the same cabin must purchase the package if one person gets it. There are daily limits, exclusions, service charges, and fine print. And the uncomfortable truth? A drink package can quietly pressure you to drink more than you normally would, just so you feel like you got your money's worth. That's not vacation. That's math with a hangover. Before buying it, calculate your real habits. 2 cocktails a day? You probably lose money. Specialty coffee, soda, cocktails, and wine every day? Maybe it works. But don't buy it because someone on Facebook said you have to. Number 7, automatic gratuities surprise everyone. This is the most controversial topic in cruising, and the one that starts the most arguments. Many first-time cruisers think, "I paid for the cruise, so I'm done." Not exactly. Cruise lines automatically apply daily gratuities to your onboard account if you don't prepay. Royal Caribbean currently charges $18.50 per guest per day for most staterooms, and $21 for suites. Norwegian charges $20 per person per day for club balcony and below, and $25 for the Haven and suites. Crew members work extremely hard and absolutely deserve tips. But the question is, should cruise lines advertise lower fares and add service charges later? Or just include it up front in the price? That question alone will fill the comments section. Number 6, private islands aren't as free as they look. Cruise lines love showing drone shots of perfect beaches, cabanas, crystal water, and paradise vibes. And yes, private islands can be incredible. But here's what they don't explain. Private islands are controlled spending environments. The cruise line owns or controls the experience. Basic beach access may be included, But premium beach clubs, cabanas, water parks, upgraded seating, specialty food, and certain drinks all cost extra. When someone says the private island was included, what they really mean is the basic version was included. The upgraded version is where the real money is. Number 5. The ship is designed to keep you spending. The ship is not just transportation. It is a floating shopping mall with ocean views. You are walking through casinos, specialty restaurants, art auctions, spa promotions, jewelry stores, photo galleries, and limited-time-only offers every single day. That is not random. The layout is designed to move thousands of passengers through places where they can spend money. Even the daily planner reads like a menu of upsells: wine tasting, bingo, spa raffle, specialty dining deal, casino tournament, photo package. First-time cruisers think the ship is mostly about relaxing. Veteran cruisers know it's also about resisting temptation. Number 4. Shore excursions can be overpriced. Cruise line shore excursions feel safe and easy, and booking through the cruise line does come with peace of mind. Excursions are coordinated with the ship's schedule. But convenience costs more. You can often find similar local tours for less money, or simply walk to beaches, markets, and restaurants on your own. Here's the risk, though. If you book independently and get back late, the ship may not wait. So this isn't about saying cruise excursions are bad. It's about saying, don't assume they're automatically the best. Research before the cruise. Check distance, reviews, timing, safety, and cancellation policies. Because nothing ruins a vacation like watching your ship sail away while you're standing on a pier holding a souvenir magnet. Number 3. Port time is shorter than you think. Your itinerary says you're in port from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Sounds like 9 hours. Not really. You wait for clearance, you get off the ship, you find transportation, you sit in traffic, you need time to get back, and you must be on board before the official departure time. That full day can shrink to a few rushed hours. This is why some cruisers come home saying, "I visited 3 countries," but when you ask what they saw, they say, "A gift shop, a bus window, and a beach chair." Cruising gives you a sample of destinations, not always a deep travel experience. That's not necessarily bad, but first-time cruisers need to know what they're buying. Number 2. Crowds are part of the deal. The commercials show wide-open decks, peaceful pools, and calm, elegant restaurants. Reality? The buffet can be packed. Elevators slow. Pool chairs disappear before 8 a.m. Hot tubs look like human soup. And the line for midnight pizza can feel like a nightclub entrance. Mega ships are impressive. They also carry thousands of people who all want breakfast, pool chairs, shows, and perfect Instagram moments at the exact same time. Survival tip? Wake up early, reserve shows in advance, eat at off-peak hours, and don't plan your cruise around the main pool deck. The main pool deck is where peace goes to retire. Number 1. The final bill can ruin the vacation glow. You had the drinks, you bought the photos, you tried specialty dining, you grabbed Wi-Fi, you booked an excursion, you got the hoodie, you tipped extra, you got a massage because someone said, "You deserve it." Then the last night comes. The onboard account appears. And suddenly the ocean breeze feels a little less breezy. The danger of cruising is that swiping your room card never feels like spending real money. Swipe, tap, sign, smile, repeat. That card is not magic. It is a delayed reality check. The smartest cruisers check their onboard account every single day. Set a budget before you sail. prepay what you can, and review your account before the final morning, when guest services looks like the DMV on a Monday. Cruising can still be one of the best vacations on Earth. You unpack once, you wake up in new places. You get entertainment, food, ocean views, and a floating resort all in one trip. But first-time cruisers need to understand the game. The fare gets you on board. The extras build the profit. The ship is designed to entertain you, impress you, and yes, sell to you. That doesn't make cruising bad. It makes cruising better when you know what to expect. Because the people who regret their first cruise don't regret the ocean. They regret the surprises. Now, what's the biggest thing cruise lines should be more honest about? The gratuities? The drink packages? The crowds? The final bill? Drop it in the comments. I already know this one's going to start a debate. And if you're planning your first cruise, subscribe now. The next video covers the cruise mistakes that can ruin your trip before you even step on board. If this video helped you, please hit that like button. It helps the channel more than you know.